the biggest moment for us, like WWE and WCW, was when the invasion happened. That was the biggest moment because we really didn't see anything happening, and like we didn't believe that the companies worked together. Like you should believe now. You know what I mean? Like we saw WWE and we saw WCW, and you made your choice, and they made it work to where you made your choice.
Right.
Now it's more like NFL. You know, I'm gonna trade this wrestler for this wrestler. You send me that one over here. We didn't realize that they were actually doing that back then as well. And when Shane McMahon showed up on WCW saying he
Oh.
bought WCW for under Vince McMahon's nose, I was like, "What just happened? Like,
Yeah.
are you serious?" And
Yeah.
then when D-Generation X drove over there with the Jeep and everything, I was just like, man, what a time. And now we have that again now with WWE, NXT, and TNA having that same situation. So it's like, oh man, what a time to be alive in wrestling, right?
Right. Absolutely. And I think that I love, and I know we spoke the last show, and I was telling you that I might have had wrestling overload just because of the frequency in which I see wrestling stuff come across my feed, watching the shows and all that stuff. But when I was a kid, man, you're right, LP, that was great. Even in my action figures that I used to get, I used to love playing with action figures and making them fight. I used to whoop ass on the regular, you know what I'm saying, with my Rock and Stone Cold figures. You know what I'm saying? But I would have the Rock facing Wolverine, and then I would have like Stone Cold facing the monster from Space Jam. You know what I'm saying? But it was all part of the Lord, and I think that I had to think about the time when I got into wrestling, what made me get into wrestling, and I believe it was the launch of the Wrestling Buddies. And I think that I wanted the Wrestling Buddy so bad that it kind of got me into watching. I think I caught it every once in a while, but when I was a kid, they had the Hulk Hogan cartoon. You know what I'm saying? They had the Wrestling Buddies, and then wrestling was integrated into media, mainstream media, to the point where Hulk Hogan was in Rocky, and you will see different features of wrestlers in your TV shows and stuff. They were larger than life stars. You know what I'm saying? For some reason, that's not the goal now. You know what I'm saying? That's not the goal, is to be a star in the wrestling business. You know what I mean? Some people are just happy being wrestlers, and that's great. You know what I'm saying? One person that was just happy to be a wrestler, now he's a champion in AEW, and we're gonna go back to circle back to this All In event where I think that I think that Daniel Bryan got his retribution against Kofi Kingston by beating Swerve Strickland. I said it. I said it out loud. I said it out loud. Daniel Bryan got his payback because Swerve Strickland was thanking Kofi Kingston for being the first wrestler. And I love that Kofi Mania moment, but Swerve Strickland has done something in AEW by becoming the first black AEW champion and made it be known that he wanted to be the first black AEW champion. Now Daniel Bryan has the belt. Man, what do you think about Daniel Bryan now becoming the AEW champion? Because we were thinking that he might retire. We've been hearing murmurings that he might retire. Now he's the champion. And I think that it's long overdue. And I think they should have put a belt on Daniel Bryan a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of feel like the momentum that Swerve Strickland was having has been derailed. You know what I'm saying? Because Swerve Strickland was bringing a lot of odds, especially in the hip hop world, because he was bringing rappers in, he was bringing entertainers in. He had a really fun title run, and I like a lot of people that I've seen before. You know what I'm saying? So, what do you think about Daniel Bryan now becoming the AEW champion? Let me go, Roosevelt.
It's one of those moments where Daniel Bryan was in a casket in terms of his career for a very long time. You know, he had all those injuries and those neck injuries, and then he came back from that, and now he's performing on a top level that I don't think anybody expected him to be able to do after all the injuries he's sustained over his career, especially with his neck. So him to be able to become AEW World Heavyweight Champion at this level of his career and his life. He's aging. He's been doing this for a very, very, very long time, way longer than Swerve Scott. It's like a prelude to him walking out the door for me. I think it's like the last ride. Let me get one last run with the title, and then I'm gonna go ahead and fade to black or ride that proverbial horse into the sunset type of deal. And shout out to Swerve Scott for being willing to do that for someone.